Do you have knee pain, or are you trying to prevent knee pain in the future? Two things I want you to think about in your body. Do you have strong glutes, and do you have tight hip flexors or quadriceps, this muscle here, tight front of the thighs? Those two things we're gonna look at. The knee is basically, I want you to think of the knee as transmitting force, okay? So it transmits force from, the whole body, but the hip down to the foot. Now, how well it is aligned in the knee is important. However, what really helps that alignment is what is going on at the hip and the front of the thigh, tension-wise and strength-wise, and even what's going on in your foot. Because again, it's really transmitting force between the hip and the foot. Let's get started. Let's start with the glute strength. Now, a really simple one if you want to engage your glutes and you've got a lot of knee pain, so you want to be careful not to hurt yourself as you're strengthening to help, is just bridging. So you want to go up and down, up and down. You can, if that's super easy, you can make it harder and you can lift up, lift a leg up, and then you can either raise and lower this leg. I'll show you on this side. Raise and lower the leg while keeping your hips up, or you can lift the hips up and down while one leg is in the air. Very intense for the glutes. And then you're also, with that second one, you're doing it single-legged, so you can feel if one knee hurts more than the other, if it correlates with the strength you're feeling in that hip with that exercise. So get curious about that as you're doing it and really feel what you're feeling in your hips. One side easier, one side harder, which knee is hurting, or maybe it's both. Now, that's number one, pretty simple, bridging. Number two is, I call it dipping bird. And so it's basically warrior three position in yoga. So I'm gonna show you in a video right here. So you're standing on one foot and you're dipping your body over, and then you're standing up. And you're dipping your body over and you're standing up with one leg. You want a really straight line, as you can see, from the heel to the head. And you want to make sure, I suggest doing it without shoes, because having that foot work really hard is really helpful to that alignment, right? And generally this exercise, it's great because it's in standing, so you're weight bearing, you're getting more bang for your buck. And it generally doesn't hurt people's knees if they have sore knees, because you're not bending the knee, right? But you're really working on that alignment by strengthening the glutes and the foot, okay? That's a really good one. Now, I'll show you in a video here again, the variation of that, which is super powerful to get really into the hips. As you can see here, the hips going up and down in this position of standing on one foot, as you can see. So hip up, hip down, hip up, hip down. It's really powerful, and you really want to try and keep that, really notice what's going on in the leg you're standing on. Make sure the knee's still facing forward. Those are great. Those are hard. I recommend hanging on to something. You don't want to fall. And then the other thing you can really work on is balance, because if I work on balance, especially with my shoes off, I'm really working my feet muscles, and they get a little snoozy with wearing shoes all day, right? So standing on, as you can see in this video here, standing on one foot, and you can even just put a leg out to the side. If you have like a Bosu ball, stand on that. All those things are really great, and you're trying to really engage the foot muscles. And so and as it's going all the way up the chain into the hip, and usually standing on one foot, if you've got knee pain, doesn't hurt, okay? Another thing we wanna look at is the length of your hip flexors and your quads, okay? So I have found when people start to lose the ability to do this motion, either in this position, like they start to lose the ability to get close to their bum, like if they can only do that or that, and they've got knee pain, that's bad news there. So you don't want to get to that point. You want to maintain that knee flexion range of motion as much as possible. Like, do it all the time. Do it every day in your routine. You do not want to lose that range of motion. You also can look, and you can either video yourself or just feel when you do that. Is it easier on the leg that doesn't have knee pain versus the leg that does? Again, if they both do, well, you're going to want to do it on both sides anyway. Okay, so heel to bum, that range of motion, and then we want to also engage those hip flexors. So this may not be the right exercise for you because it hurts your knee, but you want to bring this position here, you'll engage this more. If this is too intense, then you can just do this position with the foot up, really pad the knee with a pillow. If it's sore, you'll probably be okay. And then you can work at getting your body taller, okay? Stretching the front of the hip. So to recap, if you're trying to prevent and or really manage knee pain, you want to think about your glute strength, you want to think about your foot strength, and you want to think about the tension in the front of the thigh muscle, front of the thigh, and your hip flexors, okay? So those, combining all that together can be really powerful to help manage it and to allow you to then go and do the things that actually help it, like being able to go for walks and that type of thing. So I hope you found this information helpful. Love to know if you can bring your heel to your bum in the comments below, and if it's one or both knees that are bothering you these days. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.